name is Maya, and welcome to my channel, Cranley Place, where I'm posting content on scarf style, knot tutorials, and more. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to be notified of new videos, which I'm publishing weekly. Today, I'll talk about the Hermes Giant Triangle Scarves, which are available in both silk twill and cashmere. I'll take a closer look at what's available, talk about some of the styling options, and share my thoughts on this format. If you've looked at the giant triangles, they are essentially one half of a traditional 140 by 140 centimeter carré, cut on the diagonal. In inches, approximately 37 inches at its widest and 73 inches long. On the US website, they're showing options in both the silk twill and cashmere. I should also note that none of these designs are new per se. It's really the giant triangle format that is novel. That said, here are a few of my favorites from the 2021 Giant Triangle Scarf Collection from Hermes. Legendary artistic art director of Hermes, Henri d'Origny, reportedly started his career with the house in 1958, originally designing ties, many of which are now quite iconic. Some examples of some of his classic scarf designs include Le Morse à la Connétable, Grand Manège, Éperon d'Or, Projet Carré, and more. This silk twill scarf celebrates the morning ride, which for many horse enthusiasts is a peaceful and quiet ritual. The harnesses are the star of this scarf design: bridles, bits, and curb chains in circles and squares. I've seen this in 6 different colorways, not necessarily all here on the US website, but my favorites include this orange one, the hot pink, and the blue. Aline Honoré is one of my favorite Hermes artists, with a surprisingly low profile given how long she's been with the house. Some of her stunning designs include Fleur d'Indienne, Au Cœur de la Vie, Plume en Fête, and one of my personal favorites, a true grail, Parure de Samouraï, and many more. L'Art du Sarrasa is another silk twill option based on Indian calicos imported into Japan by Portuguese merchants starting in the 16th century and throughout the Edo period, which lasted from the early 17th to the 19th century. These calicos were characterized by geometric-shaped patterns in bright-colored cotton fabrics, which were very distinctive from the hemp and indigo cotton of traditional Japanese textiles. The word sarrasa is derived from the Portuguese word for calico, and textiles in this style were soon produced by Japanese weavers. In this design, Honoré creates a kimono, borrowing motifs from the sarrasa fabrics. On the Hermes website here in the US, they're showing this in multiple colorways. Personally, I lean towards the pinks, especially this one here. Pierre-Marie is another longtime Hermes artist. I believe he celebrated his 10th anniversary working with the house earlier this year. Some of his notable designs include La Pâtisserie Française, Les Trésors d'un Artiste, L'Ombrelle Magique, La Source de Pégase, and of course, Le Laboratoire du Temps, which is the basis of this giant triangle. This silk twill scarf reveals the secret laboratory of an eccentric mad scientist, a time traveler. A series of medallions unfolds a view into world history from prehistory to current day. A young Mozart as he plays his harpsichord, the inauguration of the Eiffel Tower, Neil Armstrong's historic moonwalk, and of course, there's an image of Émile Hermès in front of the store windows of the flagship Hermès store on the Rue de Faubourg. I've always loved the whimsy of this design and have seen it in at least 4 colorways on websites around the world. This pink and chocolate brown one looks especially interesting to me. Laurence Bartholomew, also known as Tootsie, is another longtime Hermes artist, having designed with the house since at least the late 1980s. Little is known about this low-profile artist, but her designs are well recognized among Hermès enthusiasts, including the likes of Vernis, Parure des Sables, Au-delà des Cinq Mers, Aloha, Flamingo Party, and of course Brazil, which is the basis of this giant silk triangle. This design celebrates feathers vis-a-vis the history, rights, and celebrations of Brazil's indigenous peoples, seen here in the headdresses, adorning jewelry, and musical instruments. I've seen this in as many as 8 colorways, but again, not all on the US website. I am always attracted to blue, but check out this stunning pink and orange one. This one has an interesting backstory as well, crediting Catherine de' Medici with creating a new type of saddle that allowed women to ride side saddle more easily and basically freeing them from following their horse riding companions on foot. As harness technology evolved, eventually women were allowed, quote unquote, to use classic riding harnesses. Who made these rules, anyways? At any rate, this scarf design was inspired by objects from the Émile Hermès collection and catalogs of the prestigious Camille Maison, located on the Rue de Château-Landon in Paris. I think this one comes in at least 6 colorways. It's always so hard to choose, but my favorites include the pink and teal versions. Hermès fans will no doubt recognize this classic design from Hugo Grigard, originally from 1946. In fact, he designed the first carré for Hermès and would later go on to become their most prolific artist. Ex libris is a Latin phrase meaning from the books of or from the library of, basically a bookplate or inscription on the inside cover of a book to indicate its owner. At the center of this design is the bookplate that Émile Maurice Hermès chose for his personal library in 1923. Émile Hermès was the grandson of the house founder. You see a caducus on both sides, which is traditionally associated to the Greek god Hermes and is a symbol of peace and commerce. Hermès fans will also notice that it's the basis of the Hermès logo even today. On the original design, the medallion is surrounded by 4 horse-drawn carriages, which were inspired by original designs of carriage makers conserved in the Émile Hermès collections. This one I've seen in at least 4 different colorways, my personal favorites being the dark blue and brown and the multicolored version. Here's another iconic Hermès design first issued in 2014. It's appeared in multiple formats, including the 90 by 90s, 140s, nano 20 by 20s, and now here in the giant triangle format. The triangles weren't originally on my radar at the start of the season, but since I missed out on my favorite 90 by 90 format in this design when it was first issued, I thought I would give this size a try. I ended up getting this in the Dusty Rose black and blue version. That's colorway 24. I love the details on the feathers. And really, though, the scarf is so gorgeous in any of these colorways. Aside from the dusty pink, I am always drawn towards the blues and really like this more monochromatic burnt orange, black, and egg tube version as well. Effectively, you can treat these like a 140, but since you're working with less fabric, you may find that it has a bit more flexibility. It's also obviously more lightweight than a full 140. I basically approach this in the same way as I would a 90 by 90 carré. Many of the same knots that you'd use on that size also work for this larger format. I'll put together a tutorial on some knots with this size in the near future, so keep an eye on the channel. So there you have it, a bit about the giant triangle scarves from Hermès, my thoughts on styling them, and my top picks for the season. Please like, share, and comment if you enjoyed this video. In future episodes, I'll share other scarf knot tutorials, scarf reviews, and more, so be sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified of new videos. Thanks again for joining me today. Until next time.